Yes, phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata with include the Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa. There are three classes in phylum Cnidaria: Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, and Anthozoa. Okay. So then, before we enter into the phylum Cnidaria, that we need to remember that in kingdom Animalia, where it belongs to exactly, where it belongs to. We classified the kingdom Animalia into two subkingdoms. What are they? Subkingdom Parazoa and subkingdom Eumetazoa. Subkingdom Parazoa, subkingdom Eumetazoa. Subkingdom Eumetazoa is further classified into two grades: grade radiata or diploblastica, grade radiata or diploblastica, and grade bilateria or triploblastica. Grade bilateria or triploblastica. Okay. So, why we are going with this? That means based on the kingdom Animalia classification, even we'll have some, we get some information of that particular phylum. Okay. So here it is, Cnidaria. Our Cnidaria is here. Cnidaria along with the Ctenophora, that it belongs to the grade Radiata or Bilateria. Okay. So then kingdom Animalia, subkingdom Parazoa, subkingdom Eumetazoa. Further classified into grade Radiata and Bilateria. Radiata or Diploblastica, where Cnidaria and Ctenophora belongs to. So based on this, I think we can say phylum Cnidaria, what type of organization is present in the phylum Cnidaria. Just I am taking this all the kingdom Animalia issues into your memory, and by looking toward this, I think you are able to answer what type of organization present here in
Tissue
kingdom.
grade.
Tissue
Tissue
grade
grade
organization.
organization.
Very good. Tissue grade of organization. Type of organization here, tissue grade. Okay. Next, do you want to say something else about this?
Radial symmetry.
Radial symmetry.
Very
Radial
It
good.
has
symmetry.
two germ layers.
Two germ layers, ectoderm and
Radial
endoderm.
symmetry. Then
Two germ layers.
radial symmetry. How many germ layers are present?
Two.
Two germ
Two.
layers.
Germ layers are present. That means before we enter into the phylum, because of our kingdom Animalia, the knowledge, we came to understand that phylum Cnidaria, Coelenterata, is having tissue grade of organization, radial symmetry, and two germ layers are present in them. So that we came to know that particular issue. Then now, let's get into the topic. Let's get into the topic here. The phylum Cnidaria is basically available in two forms: polyp form and Medusa form. Let me introduce the two forms to you, the polyp and Medusa. Polyp form and Medusa form. So how do we define the polyp form? The polyp form is sessile. That means stationary, sedentary, which attaches to the substratum. Medusa form is free swimming form. That means it can move in the water, it can swim in the water. The polyp form is cylindrical. It is cylindrical in shape. And the Medusa form is umbrella shape. Polyp is cylindrical and Medusa is umbrella shape. Okay. Then polyp form undergo asexual reproduction. In polyp, asexual reproduction is present. And in case of Medusa, in general, sexual reproduction is present. These are the basic issues of the polyp and Medusa. Who are these polyp and Medusa? Whatever the animal present in the phylum Cnidaria are available in the form of either this polyp form or Medusa form. They are available either in the polyp form or Medusa form. I think you may know the Hydra. If you take Hydra, so Hydra will be what form it is? Polyp form or Medusa form? So Hydra, do you know Hydra? I'll show you that Hydra. This is Hydra. That in your earlier classes you have seen Hydra. Okay, then
Polyp.
Hydra
Polyform.
is the polyp form. That means any animal, any animal. Okay, so let's go with unknown also. I'll draw a sea anemone. sea anemone. This is sea anemone. So what it is? Polyform or medusa form?
Polyforms.
Yeah,
Polyform.
that's it. Means we can recognize either it is polyform or medusa form. We can recognize these particular organisms. So total phylum Cnidaria, either they are in the form of polyp or either they are in the form of medusa. Okay. So these polyps and medusas, where they are present in case of phylum Cnidaria, that we need to go for. So for that, let me here, let me erase this, or else we'll take another page to go for that phylum Cnidaria. We have three classes, we said. Phylum Cnidaria is having three classes. What are the three classes? Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, and Anthozoa. Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa. The three classes. That means we need to go with whatever the characters we learn here, we need to apply in these particular classes. So the first thing, whatever I said, that is polyp and medusa cases. I said over the animals of phylum Cnidaria, either they should be in the form of polyp or medusa, isn't it? So that's why. So what I am going to say here, that these particular classes, in these particular classes, Hydrozoa is with either polyp or medusa. So either polyp form or medusa form. In class Hydrozoa, you can see either polyp form or medusa form. In case of Scyphozoa, only medusa form is available. In case of Scyphozoa, only medusa form is available. In case of Anthozoa, that only polyp form is available. Only polyp form is available in them. Okay, so that's it. Whatever we learned, that we applied here. That means I said over the polyp, sessile, cylindrical form is free-swimming umbrella shaped form is medusa. So and we said like the hydrozoa is with both polyp and medusa, scyphozoa with only medusa form, and anthozoa is containing only polyp forms. Okay. Next after that, we need to go for some special features here, that in some cases we'll find polyp asexually reproduce and form medusa. Polyp form asexually reproduce and form medusa. Medusa undergoes sexual reproduction and produce the polyp. Polyp asexual reproduction it undergo and produce medusa. Medusa undergoes sexual reproduction and it form the polyp. So that means in the life cycle of organisms, the polyp and medusa is going to show the alternation of generations. We call alternation of generations. We see this feature as alternation of generation, with polyp sexually reproduce and form medusa. Medusa sexually reproduce and form polyp. What do you call this as? Metagenesis. These kind of alternation of generation is said to be metagenesis. Okay. So now you think logically and apply. If I say this feature, metagenesis is the characteristic of any one of the class from here. Only one class it shows this kind of feature. Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa. Which class you prefer? Think
Hydrozoa.
logically. Yes?
Hydrozoa.
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 But because the both forms are available here only, isn't it? So that's why metagenesis is the characteristic feature of only this class, only Hydrozoa. Okay, example will go here even. Example. Example for this is Obelia. That Hydrozoa having this particular feature, metagenesis is a characteristic feature of class Hydrozoa, and example Obelia. Okay, now let's go with another characteristic feature here. The special characteristic feature, what we said is alternation of generations, metagenesis. Now let me take one more interesting issue. It is that a particular medusa like organism which I am showing here, which is not a single organism, that is that the thing which I am showing here, that is called nematophore. Nematophore. And the nematophore, which used to make the organism to float in the air, and the gastrozoids are present, and the gastrozoids are useful for the digestion. Dactylozoids are present. These dactylozoids are useful for the protection. And gonozoids are present, and these gonozoids are useful for reproduction. Okay, so these gonozoids are useful for reproduction. Okay, so what is this exactly? This is called Physalia, which is commonly called Portuguese man of war, a special kind of animal, the Physalia. This is not a single animal. This is the combination of various kinds of organism, various kinds of structures gathered in one place. Okay, so this is nematophore. What is the function of nematophore? Which make use to float on the surface. Next, gonozoids are present here for reproduction. Dactylozoids are present here for protection. They look like the Portuguese man weapon, the Portuguese army weapon, dactylozoids. That's why the Physalia used to call it as commonly called as Portuguese man of war. Portuguese man of war. Okay, so what is this exactly? What is this? This is not a single animal. This is a colony actually. This is a colony. What do you say colony? That means some of the polyps and some of the medusas modified and became and look like a single organism. For example, if we come to the nematophore, nematophore is a modified medusa. A medusa is modified and formed the nematophore. Then gonozoids. Gonozoids are also modified another medusa. Okay, so the dactylozoids. Dactylozoid is a modified polyp. Dactylozoid is a modified polyp. The gastrozoid. Gastrozoid is also the modified polyp. The example I am saying here, no need to remember all these things for you. No need to remember. Just a feature we need to remember. What is the feature? This feature is called. This feature is said to be polymorphism. That means many of the organisms are modified and form a single animal like they appear. What do you call the feature as? Polymorphism. This feature is said to be as polymorphism. Okay. So this is about phylum Cnidaria having a special characteristic feature called polymorphism, which each individual, a single individual in the colony, every single individual in the colony, which are modified into a special structure to perform a special function, we call every single individual in the colony as zooid. Every single individual in the colony is termed as zooid. Okay, so that is zooid. Single individual in the colony is termed as zooid. As I said to you, dactylozoid, gastrozoid, gonozoid. Likewise, single individual in the colony is called as zooid. Okay, so this is a feature. So what to be remembered finally? Physalia is commonly called Portuguese man of war, exhibit a special characteristic feature called polymorphism. Let's get back. So I just am giving permission to you where to write this particular feature among the three classes. Even this is the feature which I think you'll be able to say. Think logically to answer this particular. Think logically to answer this. So where to be placed over? Among the three classes, where to be placed over? This feature.
Hydrozoa, sir.
Very good. But that why? Can you give the reason?
Because it is a colony of both medusa and
Yeah,
polyp.
we said the polymorphism is modified colonies of many polyps and medusa. Both polyp and medusa forms are available only in the class Hydrozoa. So that's why Physalia, polymorphism. Physalia, Helistemma, Parpita, Velella, there are so many. For our syllabus, we are going to learn the Physalia, Portuguese man of war. The feature we say polymorphism. We call it as polymorphism. Okay. Then next, let's go with some more other features here. The very, very interesting feature which we are going to learn now. That we learned polymorphism, we learned metagenesis, and the next, a very special feature, that is coral formation. Coral formation. Okay, so what is coral? Coral means, need to learn two definitions here to understand what is coral. Coral, corallite, corallium. Corallite and corallium. A single one is said to be corallite. The colony can be called as corallium. Okay, so what is this exactly? The calcium carbonate exoskeleton, we say as coral. Calcium carbonate exoskeleton. The exoskeleton which is made up of calcium carbonate, we call it as coral. Calcium carbonate exoskeleton. Okay, simply we say. Then it is, you can see it is in the polyps. Okay, so for example, if this is a polyp, I draw on the polyp, then above on the polyp, a calcium carbonate exoskeleton is getting formed over. So this red one, which I am showing, this calcium carbonate exoskeleton is said to be polyp. That what do you say? Coral. Single, if it is, we say corallite. Okay. Then if it is in the form of colony, again here that I am showing a colony here. So likewise a colony. So if it is seen in the form of colony, many polyps are in one place. So what do you say it as? That is called corallium. Just for information. Corallium and corallite. These two are different. To say that, we are going to say simply you need to remember the calcium carbonate exoskeleton of the body of polyp form is said to be coral. Okay. So now what we are going looking for what? We are looking for coral reef formation. Coral reef formation. The formation of coral reefs. Okay, so how does a coral reef is formed and what is coral reef? That we need to talk about now. Okay, so for example, in the marine water, in the oceans, I'm talking here, that a particular the polyp form, which form the colony, it is going to form the colony. So in the millions of years of period of time, when the bud is grown from this particular polyp and bud is not separating, and they are growing like a colony. You see here, a bud is formed, bud is grown, but not separating from the mother. A bud is formed. So that means a bud is formed and bud is not separating from the mother. Okay, so likewise, it is going on for millions of years of period of time, if it all going on. And they have calcium carbonate exoskeleton. Organism is there inside. The organism is inside and calcium carbonate exoskeleton is getting formed over. Over a period of time, these organisms may die, but the coral will remain and the growth will be continued like this. Focus on the story, very interesting. Growth will be continued like this. Okay, it will spread, it will spread, it will spread. It is identified by the scientists here, the kilometers level, it is going to be spreaded over, which is not happen on one day in the millions of years of time. You just remember, in this particular flag, that colony, that lowermost are dead already, but only uppermost having the survived polyps here. That uppermost is having the survived polyp and they are growing. And by the age they may die, that but shell remains. What shell? Calcium carbonate exoskeleton. So the very interesting phenomena here, why it is called reef, that these kind of reefs are going to be a bigger obstruction to the ships. Reef itself meaning is obstruction. Reef means obstruction. That you can understand how far, how bigger they are. That itself, the reef meaning is obstruction. So that you can understand how bigger they grow in the marine water. Okay. So the coral reef formation is a characteristic feature of phylum Cnidaria. Okay, characteristic feature of phylum Cnidaria. Now let's get back here. You need to remember that word coral reef formation. Okay, what is that? Coral reef formation is the characteristic feature of among the
Anthozoa.
Anthozoa.
very good Anthozoa. There are some possibilities for that Scyphozoa or Hydrozoa also. That some possibilities are there for them also, but the reef formation is a complete characteristic feature. Corals can be formed here also in Hydrozoa. You see, here also polyp is there. So that's why corals can be formed in Hydrozoa also. But reef formation is the characteristic feature of exclusive Anthozoa. We have some three types of corals: Hydrozoan, hexacorallian, octocorallian. Hydrozoan corals are present here, corals are present, but octocorallian corals only can form the reef. I hope you understand what is reef. Reef means which is grown like a mountain, a bigger range mountain that can be called as reef. Okay, which is grown like a bigger mountain. That what do you call it as reef? The reef formation is belongs to Anthozoa. Okay, so that's it about the coral formation. That when we say phylum Cnidaria, these three to be remembered over. When we say phylum Cnidaria, immediately these three things you need to remember. These three things. These are very, very, very important. Okay. So I'm going to stop here that we are not at all moving forward about phylum Cnidaria. As I said to you, the two parts we learn. That first part that we learn about the phylum Porifera uric features we learned, and second part we completed the phylum Porifera. In the same way, here also the unique features of phylum Cnidaria we learned with their characteristic features we learned, and in the second part that we give the conclusion to the phylum Cnidaria. Okay, so let me remember you once again what we learned here that phylum Cnidaria having three classes: Hydrozoa, Scyphozoa, Anthozoa, and tissue grade of organization they have. Okay, next radial symmetry, two germ layers, all you said because of kingdom Animalia. It belongs to phylum Cnidaria belongs to kingdom Animalia, subkingdom Eumetazoa, and grade Radiata or Diploblastica. So that's why it has radial symmetry and it has two germ layers, and the type of organization is going to be tissue grade. We have some exception by radial symmetry is there in class Anthozoa that we'll discuss tomorrow. As we said, there are two forms are available here, that is polyp form and medusa form. The two forms are available here, polyp and medusa. Okay. So the polyp form is sessile and cylindrical, which perform asexual reproduction generally. Then medusa is a free swimming and sexual umbrella shape, which performs sexual reproduction. Okay. Next, the unique features, what we said till the time that metagenesis, polyp produce asexually, medusa sexually reproduce the polyp, that alternation of generations. Such an alternation of generations we call metagenesis. Okay. Next, some of the polyps and medusas is joined together and form a colony and modified and make a best example for the division of labor. That what do you say, polymorphism, that each individual in the colony is called zoid and they have their own different functions gastrozoids for digestion, the gastrozoids for digestion, and let me write here, the gastrozoid is for digestion, and ductilozoid is for protection, and gonozoids is for reproduction. Likewise, every individual in the colony is performing their own activities. And nematophore, to float on air, that means to float in the water, so that means air filled sac which makes the organism to float in the water. So this is Physalia, Portuguese man of war, commonly called. That feature we learned. And then after the coral reef formation, we went through that each, what is coral? A calcium carbonate exoskeleton which present on the body surface is said to be coral. A single individual, if form the coral, we say corallian. Sorry, coralline. And colony, we call it as corallian. Okay. Sometimes some of the special corals is form a colony, and the colony will grow on continuously for the millions of years. And the particular coral also grow that particular calcium carbonate exoskeleton like a bigger mountain range. They grow. They're going to be bigger substructures in general. So that's why we call them as a reef. We say that as that we have types of reef: fringing reef, barrier reef, atoll, the different types of reefs. But only thing in intermediate, you need to remember that reef formation is a feature of phylum Cnidaria. Coral reef formation is a feature of phylum Cnidaria. Metagenesis, particularly if you remember Anthozoa, that will be forwarded. The metagenesis, which is the characteristic feature of class Hydrozoa, and polymorphism, example Physalia, is the unique feature of class Hydrozoa of phylum Cnidaria. So these are the things, the basic, the characteristic features of the organisms we learned here. Okay. So then we continue with phylum Cnidaria. That we continue with the phylum Cnidaria in the next class.